Okay, the last thing I'm going to talk about in LFO1 is single retrig. I was confused. I was thinking about multiple retriggerings, and anyway, the point of the matter, I was an idiot. I didn't realize that this synthesizer has the ability to employ single cycle LFO modulation. So that means the LFO goes through one iteration of the waveform of the LFO and stops. So you get this. And if you choose a different wave, it sounds different. Why is this relevant? For so many reasons. Now, granted, you can certainly use it in your programming, like if you're sequencing, and then you just get kind of like the variation we were just listening to. And that's cool. And you can also decide how it happens and where it happens. The single cycle itself can be modulated with phase. So you can decide how that single waveform affects, that single burst of voltage affects whatever you have it directed to. Right now we have it directed to frequency. So what makes this great, not related to LFO, is this. And this just drives me crazy. It makes me so happy. This is one of my favorite features to find on a keyboard synthesizer. We can apply this single cycle LFO as if it is an envelope generator, because all it is a variation in voltage. And a triangle wave slowly gets bigger and then gets smaller. And that is a slow attack and a slow decay. A square wave is suddenly on and suddenly off. Not the best envelope example. The sawtooth wave has a sudden attack and a slow decay. That's, basically the envelope shape we use in all kinds of things. And the ramp, again, slow attack, sudden stop. All of these are wave shapes, are envelope shapes that you can apply. So if I want to, right now I'm going to do it. I'm going to take LFO1, which was assigned to pitch, and I'm going to apply it to the Steiner cutoff. I want you to notice that right now the Steiner envelope is off. These envelopes aren't being directed to the Steiner filter, only the LFO is. That's why this is so exciting. Your LFOs now can act like envelopes. And you can adjust the speed to decide how quickly that envelope goes by. So now none of your envelopes have to be directed to the filter. They can be used in other ways, and your filter is free to do whatever it wants because it has its own little envelope coming from the LFO. And if you get it going slow, it's really useful still. Also, one of my favorite things about the Yamaha CS15 vintage synthesizer you've seen probably me demonstrate is that it has a little function that it calls glide. What it really is it's a tiny little envelope that you can apply to the pitch of an oscillator at the beginning of your attack. We can do that with this, and I've never seen anything else that could really do this way. So we can apply LFO1 to pitch. So you can hear the pitch like slide there at the beginning. And that's really good for making attack transients and making sounds have certain interesting characters. It's really good for brass sounds. And we could do things like direct LFO1 to give that little attack punch to VCO1. And we could direct LFO2 to do the same thing to oscillator 2, but maybe from a different direction. Let's try the ramp instead. It's a great way to add serious punch to your sounds, like to a bass sound or something, to give it that little attack transient that really just goes. So you can see just how insanely useful the LFO can be. And we're still not even done because I haven't really talked about the fact that you can sync it to the sequence. So you can get all of these different waveforms to be affecting things through the matrix in time with the music, which is astounding. Since we haven't talked about the sequencer, I can't do that yet. And also LFO2 has a delay, so its effect can be delayed. So you have the ability to delay when LFO2 starts its thing. In fact, here, let's put it on off. So we'll get the attack from LFO1, and then we'll get like a crazy pitch variation that comes in later. So you can delay when LFO2 comes in, and you can even change that delay by using it like we can. I'll just do it. I'll hold assignable column 14, grab delay, and then I'll control it with a mod wheel. So this much. So we can change the length of delay. Let me put on something more overt. So yes, it takes some time to figure out exactly how to control the amount. Here, actually, yeah, we haven't talked about the macro knobs. The macro knobs would actually work better in this instance. But anyway, the point is, let me try this. So you can see wherever the mod wheel is sets when the length of delay. So you have the ability to control that. And you can also control that by something that is metric that's happening with the sequencer. The options just go insane. LFO1 and LFO2 are also simple envelope generators. They're massively sequenceable. You can control their phase and their delay. And you can also do effects like having their waveform start at 0 every time you play a note or not. They're super powerful.